About how to get ready for your kickoff show. That is the most important thing when you are a brand new jeweler, is getting ready for that show. So I would definitely watch the video on hostess coaching, because you're going to want to hostess coach yourself to have the best show that you can possibly have. You're also going to want to invite everybody you've ever met in your entire life and tell them all to bring friends. And you want to make sure you're reaching from some different groups. So don't just invite the girls from school or the neighbors. You want to invite from as many different groups as you can. So really think, people from church or your neighbors or the kids' sports moms or, I don't know, your husband's work moms. Anywhere you have a different group of people you can bring them together. And then once you start getting RSVPs for that kickoff show, you want to tell anybody who's coming, hey, can you do me a favor and bring someone I don't know? Because if your friend Susan brings Jill that you've never met before and Jill books a party, that's going to immediately put you in a new circle of people. And that's your goal, is to get out of your family and friends as quickly as you can. And the fastest way to do that is to have them bring someone to your kickoff show. Because your premier mom is going to ask every single person there if they want to have a show to help you get started. The other thing I would do is set up a practice show a couple days after your kickoff show, because you're going to have people that can't come the night of your kickoff show, even for very good reasons. Johnny's got a game and we can't miss it. And what happens sometimes is if you don't set up another date, you kind of lose those people, because it's a lot easier to have people book shows if they book it at a party, because then they're seeing how much fun everybody's having and they see the jewelry in person, and they're just more likely to actually put a show on the calendar than if you run into them out and about. So you want to set up a practice show. And what a practice show is, I usually do it like if your kickoff show is on a Thursday, I would do a practice show for Saturday morning. So when Susan says, "Oh, I'm so sorry I can't come," then you can say, "No problem. Why don't you come to my practice show on Saturday morning? I'm just going to practice what I'm going to be saying. You can see the jewelry in person. I'd love for you to come." And so that gives you another opportunity to really practice what you're going to be saying. You can be the hostess, because it can be your personal show. You get the bookings, you get the free jewelry, you of course get the profit, and that practice show can count as one of your shows for Quick Start. So have that already on your calendar, so when someone says they can't make it, you can immediately point them to that date. The other thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have in your head when your first available dates are that you want to have shows. And so what I do is, see what's up here, is I have my calendar, and what I do is I highlight on my calendar the dates that I want shows. So, look at what's going on with your family, decide what works, and then I highlight on my calendar the days in pink that I want shows. So immediately when someone, agrees to have a show, I can quickly go to those dates. Because if you don't, people will run all over your calendar. You might be thinking in your head, I just want to do one show a week. But then you're at a party and 3 people want to have a party and they all want the same week, and you're just so excited that they want to have a party that you say yes. And then that week comes and you're totally stressed out. So if you already have the dates highlighted, you can just leave them right, hopefully in order to the ones that you want. And then also, as you're getting started, you want to know what your next 2 dates are, because this is what's going to happen for sure. You're going to be out and about, and you're going to run into a friend, and you're going to be catching up, and she's going to say, "Hey, what's new with you?" "Well, I've decided to start selling jewelry." "Oh, that's so fun. What kind?" And you tell her about it, and this can go one of 2 ways. You can say, "Yeah, you should have a show sometime." And she says, "Yeah, that'd be great. Call me." And then she leaves. And what happens is now you have to chase her down and find her and try and get a date, and she's going to have really good intentions, but she's going to have a hard time actually getting the date. So what about if instead you said something like, you're starting a jewelry business. She said, "That's great." You say, "You should have a show sometime." She says, "Good, why don't you call me?" And you say, "I actually have April 4th and 6th open, and I'm kind of in a contest when I get started to do 6 shows in my first 45 days. Do you think we can make one of those dates work?" And if she does the whole, "Well, let me check my calendar and I'll get back to you," no problem, but let's pick one and pencil it in, and then we'll confirm it tomorrow. because it is a lot easier to confirm a show than to chase her down and book a show. So that's kind of some of the stuff you want to have in your head. And then as you start getting ready for your kickoff show, I want you to look in your jeweler manual, this fun thing that we try and give everybody, and I want you to go to the page that has all the writing on it, because this is so much writing that I think a lot of people kind of gloss over it, but this is one of the most important pages in the book, because this gives you great verbiage on how to talk to your friends about your new business and ask them for shows. Because your first priority is to have the best kickoff show you can possibly have. So you want people there, you want their friends there, you want people to be guinea pigs for you there. Your Premiere Mom will probably talk about that. How, can we get a couple people that you can share Premiere with so that you can get better at sharing it? And then you want to look at this verbiage for your initial bookings. And Kim Adams wrote this. She's a jeweler friend of mine. And she basically has plan A, B, and C. So your plan A is you're going to call your friend and you're going to say, hey Jill, this is Jen. Do you have a second? I won't keep you but a minute, but I'm calling to ask you for a huge favor. I'm starting a jewelry business with Premier Designs to help make some extra money. Have you heard of it? No. Here's my favor. I need just a couple friends who will let me come over and let me set up their jewelry on their kitchen table, invite a couple girls over, and let's play with it. Do you think you can do that for me? It doesn't have to be a big deal. And I'm kind of paraphrasing, but read this verbiage because this is really good and see what she says. And again, if she does, let me check my calendar, I'll get back to you, that's totally fine, but I'm actually really hoping to do April 4th and 6th because I'm trying to get some in my first 45 days. Do you think we can pencil one of those dates in? If she says yes, pencil her in, call to confirm it, you're good to go. If she kind of says, no, I don't really do that kind of thing, I would kind of go for the, no problem, but do you have just a couple girlfriends? Maybe we could meet for coffee and just let me practice. She doesn't know that's really can be a show. But, if you can get a couple girls together, you really can practice and turn that into a show. But if she says no, then say, okay, I totally understand. Here's another way you might be able to help me. I'm doing a kickoff show on Friday, March 19th. Do you think you might be able to come? And if she says yes, great. And do you think you might be able to bring someone with you that I don't know? Ask her for that favor. So that's plan B. Now, if she doesn't want to have a show, she can't make your kickoff show, of course you invite her to the practice show, right? And if she is just no, then plan C is, I'm so sorry you can't make it. Do you think I could get you a catalog? Do you mind just showing it around to your office, the girls at work, see if they're interested? And, we could actually turn that into a catalog show for you, if that's easier. What do you think about that? So that's kind of your A, B, C, and D of how to ask girls to have a show for you and ask them to come to your show. Now, if no one answers, leave a message. They saw your phone number, they know you called, but leave a message and just say, tell them who you are, and I was calling to ask you for a quick favor. Don't make it like a huge favor because then they might think, someone's sick or something, but just calling to ask for a favor, give me a call back. Don't tell them what it is on the phone, on the message. And then when they call back, kind of go through your whole scenario. So anyways, I think that's a great way to kind of help you get some shows booked from the very beginning and to get your kickoff show just the best it can be.